What if the biggest danger after 60 isn't heart disease, isn't high blood pressure, and isn't even diabetes? What if it's something much quieter? Something that happens in a single moment, but changes everything after. Most people don't realize this, but falls are one of the leading reasons older adults lose their independence. And here's the part no one really talks about. The strongest reason people fall isn't their age. It's losing leg strength and balance over time. I've read countless stories from people who were doing all the right things. They walked every day, they stayed active. Life felt normal, until it didn't. Standing up from a chair started to feel harder. Stairs felt exhausting. And then, one small fall led to months of recovery, and suddenly, confidence was gone. But what if that decline isn't inevitable? In Japan, many people in their 80s and 90s still get up from the floor without using their hands, walk confidently without assistance, and stay active in their communities. Not because of pills, not because of perfect genetics, but because of simple, daily movements that train the body the way it actually needs as we age. Today, I want to share 6 of those movements, backed by research and adapted for anyone over 50, especially if staying strong, steady, and independent matters to you. Stick with me, because the first one may look too simple to matter, but it could be exactly what your body has been missing. After the age of 60, the greatest threat to long-term health is often misunderstood. It isn't only heart disease, high blood pressure, or diabetes. It's falling, and the loss of independence that can follow. A single fall can change everything. What begins as a momentary slip can lead to hospitalization, long rehabilitation, reduced mobility, and a gradual dependence on others. This is why falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury and injury-related death in older adults. Even more concerning is that the fear of falling often causes people to move less, which accelerates physical decline. The danger isn't just the fall itself, but what comes after it: avoidance of movement, loss of confidence, and shrinking independence. Understanding falls as a primary health risk after 60 shifts the focus of aging from simply managing disease to protecting mobility, balance, and the ability to live life on your own terms. One of the most important things to understand about aging is that falls are not caused by age alone. The strongest predictors of falling are weak leg strength and poor balance. Many people assume that getting older automatically means becoming unsteady, but research shows that the body can maintain and even regain stability when the right muscles are trained. Strong legs help you stand up from a chair, climb stairs, and react quickly if you trip. Good balance allows your body to correct itself before a small misstep becomes a serious fall. When these systems weaken, everyday movements become risky, even if you feel generally healthy. The good news is that leg strength and balance are trainable at any age. With the right approach, decline is not inevitable. It is preventable. If this makes sense to you, subscribe for more science-backed, age-smart fitness guidance. Leave a comment below with your age and where you're watching from. Your story may help someone else feel less alone. Loss of independence rarely happens overnight. For most people, it begins with small, almost unnoticeable changes. Standing up from a chair starts to feel slower or more effortful. Climbing stairs becomes tiring instead of routine. You may begin using your hands to push yourself up or avoid certain movements altogether. Then one day, a minor fall or slip leads to a hospital visit, weeks of recovery, or months of reduced activity. From there, confidence declines and daily movement becomes more cautious. These gradual changes can quietly reshape a person's lifestyle without them realizing it. What feels like normal aging is often the result of slow strength and balance loss over time. Recognizing these early signs is critical because they are not signs that independence is gone. They are signals that the body needs a different kind of support and training to stay capable and self-reliant. Although many people believe physical decline is unavoidable with age, this loss of function is not an inevitable part of getting older. Aging itself does not automatically cause weakness, poor balance, or loss of mobility. In many cases, these changes occur because the body is no longer being challenged in the right ways. When certain movements are avoided and key muscles are no longer used regularly, strength and coordination gradually fade. This process is often mistaken for just aging, when it is actually the result of underuse. The body remains remarkably adaptable well into later life, as long as it receives the proper signals through movement. With appropriate exercises that target strength, balance, and control, it is possible to slow, stop, and even reverse many of the declines people associate with aging. Growing older does not mean giving up function. It means training smarter. For many adults over 50, walking becomes the primary form of exercise. And while walking is beneficial, it is not enough on its own to protect strength and prevent falls. Walking is excellent for heart and lung health, circulation, and mental well-being, but it places very little demand on the muscles responsible for balance and rapid strength. Key muscles such as the glutes, quadriceps, and deep stabilizers around the hips and knees are only lightly activated during normal walking. As a result, a person can walk every day and still lose the ability to stand up easily, climb stairs confidently, or recover quickly from a stumble. Relying on walking alone can create a false sense of security, where movement feels safe but strength quietly declines. To stay independent after 50, walking must be supported by exercises that intentionally train leg strength, balance, and control. The system's walking simply does not challenge enough. Walking keeps the body moving, but it does not sufficiently activate the muscles that protect you when balance is challenged. During normal walking, the glutes, quadriceps, and stabilizing muscles around the hips and knees work at a very low level. These muscles are responsible for powerful actions such as standing up from a chair, stepping up onto stairs, and catching yourself when you trip. Without targeted strengthening, these systems slowly weaken, even in people who walk daily. This is why many active older adults are surprised when they suddenly feel unsteady or weak during everyday tasks. Movement alone is not enough. Specific movement matters. Training the right muscles restores control and confidence where walking falls short. If this perspective is helpful, subscribe for more science-backed guidance on staying strong and steady after 50. Leave a comment below with your age and where you're watching from. I read every comment, and your experience may help someone else feel encouraged. Research consistently shows that exercises targeting leg strength and balance can dramatically reduce the risk of falling in older adults. Studies comparing different types of physical activity have found that programs including strength training for the legs and intentional balance work lower fall risk by more than 1/3. These improvements occur because stronger leg muscles generate force more quickly, while better balance allows the body to react before a small loss of stability turns into a fall. Unlike walking alone, which mainly improves endurance, strength, and balance training, directly address the systems that keep you upright. Even modest, low-impact exercises can produce meaningful results when practiced consistently. The takeaway is clear. Preventing falls is not about avoiding movement, but about choosing the right movements. When leg strength and balance are trained together, stability improves, confidence increases, and the risk of injury declines, regardless of age. Well-intentioned advice meant to keep older adults safe can sometimes have the opposite effect. Recommendations such as avoiding stairs, not squatting, or using assistive devices as early precautions are often given with care, but they can gradually reduce strength and confidence. When movements are avoided, the muscles and balance systems that support them weaken through disuse. Over time, this creates a cycle. Less movement leads to less strength, which leads to more fear and even more avoidance. What begins as caution slowly becomes limitation. This decline is rarely dramatic. It happens quietly and steadily. The real danger is not the movement itself, but losing the ability to perform it. Protecting long-term independence requires maintaining the skills needed for daily life, not eliminating them. Safe, progressive challenge is what keeps the body capable, resilient, and confident as it ages. The challenge facing many older adults is not a personal failure, lack of motivation, or poor medical advice. Instead, it comes from a widespread, one-size-fits-all approach to aging and exercise. Many routines and recommendations treat older bodies as fragile, assuming that safety means doing less and avoiding challenge. In reality, the human body remains highly adaptable well into later life when it receives the right kind of stimulus. When exercise programs fail to adjust for age-related needs, they can unintentionally limit strength, balance, and confidence. This is not about blaming individuals, doctors, or families. It's about recognizing a flawed pattern. Aging bodies are not broken. They simply require movement that is purposeful, progressive, and appropriate. When training respects these principles, it supports independence rather than restricts it, allowing people to remain capable and self-reliant as they grow older. This is where the 6 daily movements come in. These movements are simple, practical, and designed specifically to support the way the body needs to move after 50. They focus on rebuilding leg strength, improving balance, and restoring confidence during everyday activities like standing up, walking, and changing direction. None of them require special equipment, gym machines, or long workout sessions. Instead, they fit naturally into daily life and send the right signals to the body. Signals that say it's safe to stay strong, stable, and capable. When practiced consistently, these movements help maintain independence by training the exact systems that protect against falls. They are not about pushing limits, but about preserving function and freedom as the years go by. If this approach makes sense to you, subscribe for more science-backed, age-smart movement guidance. Leave a comment below with your age and where you're watching from. I read every comment, and your experience might inspire someone else to get started. One of the most powerful aspects of these 6 movements is how accessible they are. They require no equipment, no gym membership, and no special athletic background. Each movement can be done at home, in a small space, and adapted to match individual comfort and ability. This removes many of the barriers that prevent people from starting or staying consistent. Because the movements are low impact and controlled, they are gentle on the joints while still providing meaningful benefits. More importantly, they are designed to train real-life function, how you stand up, balance, walk, and recover from small missteps. This makes them especially suitable for adults over 50 who want to stay active without increasing pain or injury risk. Accessibility is not a weakness of this approach, it is its strength. Because consistency over time is what truly protects mobility and independence. The goal of these movements is not to lift heavier weights or push the body to exhaustion, but to activate the right muscle systems for everyday life. After 50, the most important abilities are standing up smoothly, maintaining balance while walking, and responding quickly to changes in direction or surface. These skills depend on coordination, timing, and muscle control more than raw strength. By focusing on the muscles that stabilize the hips, knees, and ankles, these movements rebuild the foundation of safe movement. This approach trains the body to work as an integrated system rather than isolating individual muscles. When the right systems are activated, movement becomes more efficient and less stressful on the joints. Over time, this leads to greater confidence and ease in daily activities, reinforcing the idea that effective training after 50 is about function, not intensity. One of the most important messages in this approach is that you do not need to do everything at once. Trying to change your entire routine overnight can feel overwhelming and often leads to inconsistency. Instead, real progress comes from starting small and building gradually. Choosing just one movement and practicing it regularly is enough to begin sending the right signals to your body. This allows your muscles, joints, and nervous system to adapt safely without stress or pressure. Consistency matters far more than intensity, especially after 50. A few minutes each day, done with attention and control, can create meaningful improvements over time. When movement feels manageable, it becomes a habit rather than a chore. Starting with one simple exercise lowers resistance, builds confidence, and creates momentum. From there, adding more becomes natural, not forced, and progress feels sustainable rather than exhausting. The message to take away is simple but powerful. Aging does not mean giving up strength, confidence, or independence. Your body is not broken, and it is never too late to improve how you move and feel. With the right signals, consistent, purposeful movement, you can protect the abilities that matter most in daily life. Small actions taken today can shape how steady, capable, and independent you remain in the years ahead. You do not need perfection, and you do not need to do everything at once. You just need to begin. If this video helped you rethink aging and movement, subscribe for more science-backed, age-smart guidance. Leave a comment below and tell me which movement you plan to start with this week, along with your age and where you're watching from. Your story could motivate someone else to take their first step towards stronger, more confident movement.